which we think is a very bold move for a company that was very good at virtual desktops in the last 10 years. Is one of its big workloads. Almost a quarter of our workloads is desktops, even today. We said, what does it mean to go higher up and own the app itself? And by the way, this time, this app is a multi-cloud app, and it's a massive challenge in design. And it's a massive challenge in design because it's multi-cloud, it's cloud native, it's browser native. You're delivering a desktop experience through a browser itself. And to talk more about this, the design challenges and delivery challenges, I'd love to welcome Nikola Bozinovic, our VP and GM of Frame. Nikola, come on board.
Happy 10 years.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikola. So tell us more about Frame. Talk about the design challenges, the fact that you have to make it simpler and deliver it in a multi-cloud world.
So I'm here to talk about our cloud-native, browser-native virtual desktops. And in the last 8 months or so, since we joined Nutanix, we're really focused on a couple of things starting from design. And for us, it was really important to make it simple, to make it one click, and to really enable people who are not VDI expert to use it. That was our real focus. We also focused on security. And we know that your most prized asset is your company data. And we work really, really hard to build in things into Frame to make it secure. And in fact, Frame is the only desktop as a service that has FedRAMP-ready certification. That's very important for our public sector customers. And then finally, we think about helping you move faster. If you move faster, your business grows faster. Our solution is to deliver a great service all the time, things that get better all the time. So it's not just a couple of times a year when you get innovation. You get it all the time. So we really built this one-click, secure service. And we thought really hard over the last 5 or 6 years about what does it mean to run a control plane in the cloud? What does it really mean to orchestrate workloads that are on different clouds? And sometimes on very different clouds, like Microsoft Azure and AWS. And we also thought about how to run things at scale, how to run things securely, but most importantly, we listen to you. We listen to our most important customers, partners, and what we heard is that you want a choice. That you want the choice of running things in a public cloud, but also in a private cloud.
So the desktop is where the app is. The desktop and the apps cannot be at different places.
Exactly. So desktop is where your app is, desktop is where your data is. So I really couldn't be more excited to share with all of you that as of today, Frame can orchestrate and provision one-click secure desktops on your Nutanix cluster.
Woo. Awesome. So it's a true hybrid cloud where the controller is running in a SaaS environment, but the data plane, the backplane itself, is running in your data center.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. And you have something to show for that?
Absolutely. Just to make it clear, this is not an announcement and a tech preview. This is generally available today.
Yeah. And this is something that lawyers have been telling him for the last couple of days. OK, so let's do a live demo. And we're going to do this start to finish in 90 seconds to show you how. So this is Prism Central.
This can be done. Exactly. So this is Prism Central. What I'm going to start here is a process of preparing my cluster. So again, we're going to do 90 seconds, start to finish, have your cluster connected to Frame. You basically need 3 things. You need to have your cluster running with AHV 510 and up. That's number 1. Number 2 is you have to prepare your gold masters. That's very easy. You take any Windows or Linux operating system image, run our agent. That's basically it. And then the last thing is you need to sign up for Frame. That's super easy. We encourage all of you to try it. It's on mynutanix.com. It's live today. It takes about 2 minutes to sign up, start to finish. And we just went through this. It was one click to prepare the cluster. Now I'm going to go and configure the cluster. So logging in here. Okay, and I have to put literally a couple of very basic things in, and even if I just click through this, it would all just work. All the defaults work. So what is the cluster that I want to connect? What is the network? Give it a name. Click Next. What are VM profiles that I want to have in my VDI? In the cloud world, that's called instance type. I'll just go Next. What gold masters I want to make available through Frame? I'll pick this Windows 10 image, tell Frame that this is Windows 10. And finally, I need to tell it where to connect to which of my Frame accounts and organizations. Click Finish. That's it.
Woo! As simple as that. Now, where's the desktop?
It's as simple as that. And if you can see, I'm now in the Frame console. You see that the cloud account called Frame that I just created is going to, it's showing up there. It's going to be ready in a matter of seconds to provision your virtual desktop. So you can go 0 to thousands of virtual desktops on-prem or in the cloud in literally minutes.
Beautiful.
So, wasn't this a cool demo? But
now we are inside a browser.
Yes, so like, we said, okay, that was a cool demo, but let us show you something even cooler. So what I have here, first of all, we're in LA and Anaheim, movies and all, so we said, like, we got to do something about movies. And what I'm running here, it's a Chrome browser, as you can all see, and I'm running inside the browser, full version of Adobe Premiere Pro. It's like a heavy-duty application, requires a lot of memory, a lot of GPU.
Talk about heavy-duty, actually.
Did they ask you to learn how to use this before you joined the board?
Yeah, that's part of corporate governance of Adobe, actually.
You need to learn how to use Premiere Pro if you're on Adobe's board. So, and now, has anyone heard about this little show called Game of Thrones? Okay. So, are you a fan?
Well, I'm learning to be one,
Okay, I myself, I'm learning as well. So this is what I heard last week, that there was an episode that was very, very dark. And people were complaining that was a week ago, and people couldn't see anything. And this is how it looked. So by the way, this is inside Premiere Pro, Game of Thrones, playing. I can go full screen. Now, this is a projector, and there's even some music over here. This plays smoothly, 60 frames a second. It works really, really great. But then I said, oh, can we use some ninja skills to make it brighter? And no spoilers here for those of you who are watching it. And this is, again, real-time rendering in full resolution in my browser on a Mac through Frame.
Beautiful.
But then, as I was catching up this weekend, something else came up, and
it's Pete's Coffee.
It's Pete's Coffee?
Yeah, I think so.
So, for those of you who are living under a rock and not visiting Twitter, this was a big thing from this Sunday, where someone left a Starbucks cup on the set, and I said, well, let me do this live in front of 7,000 people on Frame. What's a big deal? And, it's really easy. You basically create the mask. You say, OK, like, make my cup disappear. And then I can play it here. And isn't this cool? Like, there is no cup.
All happening at the speed of light, in a desktop running in the cloud, with a browser experience.
So I'm like, some people say this might be a product placement. So if it really is, I want to ask Ben Gibson, our CMO, when this thing is a DVD, I'd like to have Nutanix mug on it. So that would be, that'd be really
Ben,
awesome.
up for the challenge? Good stuff.
So it's really, we were able to do this and get Frame to run on Nutanix, not by leveraging one single thing, but there are all these components starting from the core, and then moving on to Essentials, and then really expanding to Enterprise. So with Frame, you're getting goodness of all of these things. We are using Flow for microsegmentation and files for enterprise shares. So it's truly possible only at Nutanix. This is an example of how this great platform can help us move really fast and help us also deliver innovation to you really fast.
So it's all integrated as opposed to being a piecemeal product.
All integrated. And it's just kind of the beginning of what we are to do. So I want to cap it off. This is generally available today. And we are running a great promo, 1-for-1. So buy a seat of frame, get a seat of frame for free if you're going to use it in AHV.
So
try it. It's going to be
really
awesome.
important. Really important, folks, this last buy one, get one, because his bonus depends on it now. So very important. And by the way, the more you buy, the more you save. So think hard about it.
Thank you so much. Thrive Frame, it's available today.
Thank you. There's one more slide for you, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. One more slide.
While you're working on all this presentation, look at what VMworld happened. Something happened at VMworld
What?
as well. A
They
desktop.
gave us some award?
Yeah, they gave him an award.
What?
Except that it's 2011.
Oh, bummer.
God.
Oh.
But if they were to call us, I know that they're not calling us anymore, but if they were to
Yeah.
call us at VMworld, I bet we'll tweet one more of these again. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikola.